What's up, everyone? It's Leann Law here, and I am so excited because I have such a special guest today. I have a student, her name is Simone Fennell, and I wanted to take this opportunity since she came into town all the way from Washington, D.C., and I wanted to take this opportunity to give her a chance to really share her story, share her journey with us of getting how she got into the business of permanent makeup and what she's doing today after a couple of years of being in the industry. So I just want to share her story with you. So Simone, take it away. Let us know, give us a little bit of your background.
Well, thank you for having me today, Leann. Yes. I feel very honored as my amazing professor of powder ombre brows. I got started as an Anastasia brow artist, really, about 10 years ago now.
Wow.
Where has the time gone? My goodness. But 10 years ago, I started with Anastasia. I ran the brow studio at Nordstrom's, and it kind of took off from there. I didn't even know you could do eyebrows as a job, so that was very interesting, and I loved it. I'm a visual artist. I like to paint. So when I got that job doing brows, it was kind of just next level. Like, I could paint on your face and you pay me. Cool.
Was that in DC?
It was in DC area, but really Alexandria, Virginia, Arlington, Virginia. That's where it was. And so I just developed my skill, went further in with brow waxing, brow shaping, and then I remember there was this fad for a while about eyebrow extensions. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. My sister actually got into that for a little bit.
Yeah, I was looking for something to get into to where I could do my clients' brows and it could last for a while because I had so many, but I didn't want them coming back like every 3 weeks. Right. So that's why I decided not to take that class. And I was just searching on Instagram, and I came across one of your brow pictures. And I was like, ooh, that's a nice brow. What is this? And I just scrolled through your page and I was looking and then found out it was permanent makeup, which was the solution to what I was looking for.
Yeah.
How could I fill my clients' brows in and them stay like that for days, months, years?
And how long ago was that?
4 years now. Yeah, I think that's when I first took your class.
Wow.
But I loved coming to it because you said something that's always stuck with me. Don't worry about the money. It's never about the money. Always focus on the craft and the artistry. Yep. And you will always be rich. No, you didn't say that, but something like that, to that effect. Like, always focus on your craft and the money will come.
The money will come, exactly.
So that really made an impression on me because I'm an artist. My father was an artist. I come from a family of artists, and it is really important to hone this craft. This isn't something you're going to get in a day or two or one class.
It takes time.
Yeah, like I'm here today training with you. This is probably like my 5th or 6th class. So it's important to hone your skill, hone your craft. And I really appreciate you as an instructor letting me come or call or Facebook you, like, what is this? Can you help me? Oh my gosh, what do I do next? Like, the support has been amazing. Yeah. And I feel really proud to have gotten so good with my powder brows to be able to sit here and talk to you today. So thank you.
I love watching your journey because you're one of those students who just will not give up. Right? It's like when you first started, I remember you reaching out to us, like question after question after question. And I love that about you because I feel like in order to get really good at something, you do have to ask for the help. You do need that extra support. So the fact that you were persistent and you were constantly wanting to be better and wanting to be better for your clients, I think that's so important. It just shows how passionate you are about helping people. And that's one of the things that I always talk about in my classes, because I feel like, in this industry, you have to want to help other people in order to be successful. And I feel that because you're so on top of it with your education and always striving to be your best, I feel like from the first day you took the class 4 years ago, up until today, I've seen, I've followed your journey, and you've just gone from like just starting out with, permanent makeup, and now you've brought in, your services even to different things. So tell us a little bit about, from the first permanent makeup class, how long did it take you to start feeling a little bit more comfortable? Because I know we never feel like completely comfortable, right? Because we're all perfectionists. But how long did it take you? Did you have any struggles? Were there some things that you came across where you were just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this? Like, I'd love to hear some of maybe the struggles of when you started out and how you overcame some of those.
Okay, well, where I am in Virginia, you're required to go to permanent makeup school, which is 3 months, and it was 1 day a week. After that, and after you get your license, and you don't feel ready to tattoo somebody's face, so I knew I had to go to advanced training because I didn't feel comfortable doing anything to anybody.
Right.
So that's when I went to look for other classes, and I think you were the second instructor I had in permanent makeup, and I loved it. I fell in love with powder brows, and I took your class the first time. You're so good, and gave me all this information, and I'm like, yes, I can do it. And I'm a mimicker, so I watch you, I listen to the sound, and I'm like, okay, I can recreate that. And then you go home and it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot those little, fine details that you may not realize you have to pay attention to, because it's just all new to you. So no, you're not going to take a 2-day class, even though your trainer is amazing, and go home and be exactly like Leann Law. You have got to hone your craft. You've got to practice. You've got to, dare I say, not necessarily make mistakes, but you're going to do something that you think is right, and it's not going to work out.
Right.
And then now I have the information because I've done something where I need to correct it or it's not quite right. Now I have the information to go back and ask you, this happened, what do I do?
Right.
So that's probably one of the pitfalls that a lot of us talk about is, we have made a few mistakes or done some things where we just want to correct them a little bit. And that's where you become a better artist. You kind of have to go through those things so that way you can kind of, deal with the pitfalls. Not everybody's going to walk in your chair and be 14-year-old with great brows. So how do you handle those types of situations? Also too, practicing is very, very important. You always talked about practicing on the practice pad. In the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get in somebody's skin now.
All right.
But it's very important. Even this has been 4 years. I've just taken another class with you. We were on the practice pad. But now you showing me the practice pad makes more sense because I have had the experience in some other areas. When you're brand new, you don't know anything. You don't know what to ask.
You're trying to take in a lot of information at once.
Absolutely.
And that's why the continuing education, the continued support is so important.
It's major.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just take a class and be like, oh, I'm good. I always want to follow up. I always want to know more. Like, even taking another class with you, you learned other things or getting new products. I need to know about those things because that makes me a better artist. Absolutely. And my clients notice. They really notice, and that's one thing that they always say about me. You're never satisfied. You're always taking new training, new education, and they like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. And you do such a great job sharing that journey with your clients on social media as well. Absolutely. So I think it's important that, you're out there, you're doing everything you can to really get your name out there too, and just getting your business out there, sharing with your clients what you're doing, the education that you're going through, just so that they know you're on top of the trends, you're on top of it, and you're constantly learning the newest things that are out there. It also creates that trust as well with you.
Because they know I'm not satisfied. I'm not going to rest. Or, okay, what's the newest and best, Simone? Or, I get excited. So I'm talking to my clients like, guess what? I'm taking this training. I don't even remember how many clients I've shown your page. Like, this is my trainer. Look, I'm taking her training because I'm excited about it. This is not just oh, I'm just here to make money. It's a passion for me. It's not only my
Absolutely.
career, it's my passion. It's something that I would do for free, but I'm not, so I'm still charging. But, you know, it's a love. And clients can tell that. It speaks in your work. If you are just trying to do permanent makeup just to make some quick money, do not do it.
Yeah.
This is not.
It'll show on the client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you've really got to love it, you know, and that's one of the things that resonated with me about you is the fact that I saw that you were an artist. I saw that you loved this. I saw your drive and your passion to learn more and to offer us as students more, you know, and that's something that we don't talk about either is when we're taking these trainings, a lot of times you take a training, if you don't know, you've paid all this money, you've gone down to wherever they're at, you know, you buy the products and all of these things, but sometimes they don't give you enough information on the actual procedure of how you do it, or they may explain it, but you don't understand. So you broke it down, you explained it in different ways, you showed me touch, feel, taste, all of that. That was really huge because a lot of times you may not get that. You know, they may be comfortable training one way, but you just don't get it, you know? And so now I feel like I wasted my money.
Yeah, and I feel like there are a lot of different trainings out there. We definitely do our best to improve our training constantly. When we started off as trainers, obviously, you know, there were a lot of things that we had to learn as trainers as well. And through the years of doing more and more trainings and getting feedback from students, you know, we're still learning every day, but we definitely care about the way that every student learns. We feel like, you know, not everybody learns the same way. So some people learn more visually. Sometimes people want to, you know, they learn by, you know, some people are visual watching, some want to do it. They won't learn until they're actually getting a lot of the hands-on. So we try to incorporate all those different things into our course in order to make sure everybody's learning. And I think support is so important. And one of the things that I would love for you to maybe talk about is maybe give some tips for other students on the things to look for in a trainer, or if you're looking for a class, like what you do to choose an instructor, whether, you know, it could be anybody, because if you want to learn a different method of ombre, or if you want to learn hair strokes, or if you want to learn lips, like what are things that you look for in an instructor before you actually pay the deposit and take the class? Because I think a lot of people would love to know, because sometimes people don't know. They just, oh, that looks really pretty online, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to take her class. Like, what are things that you know now that you didn't know when you first started that's important to you when you look for a trainer?
One thing is professionalism. Like, you can kind of tell by their social media, you can tell by their website if they are professional. And that's important because you can kind of see if you're taking it seriously. You know, it's not just somebody like, oh, I'm just doing trainings just to get paid and that's it. I want to know that you're invested in this, so I know you'll be invested in me as a student.
Right.
2, looking at the Instagram or looking at your Facebook or website, I want to see what your pictures are looking like. Are they super photoshopped? Do you have different races? Do you have different ages? Because that's huge. Like I said, if you're just doing brows on 14-year-olds, you got a
which
whole
is
bunch
probably
of,
illegal in most states, right?
right. You know, okay, even 18-year-olds. If you're doing 18-year-old
I'm like,
brows,
in California, you've got to
right.
18.
But like,
I know in some states it's okay, right?
Oh,
I think. I know in California, I know I can't do it unless they're 18.
not in Virginia either.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you definitely want to see that they have a wide range of experience and clients and ages, textures, cultures, all of those things, because I want to get a vast array of information.
Yeah.
I don't want to just know how to do one type of brow. I want to get that varied information, because you're not going to get just an 18-year-old in your chair.
Yeah.
You're going to have a varied range of clients. So that was important to me. And reading reviews, I think on a couple of your posts, you had like different clients, not clients, different students talk about their experience and things like that. And when you hear them say, they're always there for me, I've called her, I've emailed her, her team gets back to me, like she's so supportive, like she explains and spends her time, you don't feel rushed in the training. Those are key things that you need to listen for and look for, because those are important.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel rushed. You don't want to feel like, oh, I'm bothering her, I have to ask her another question, is she going to tell me? And two, the freedom of information that you give. It's not like you take a training and then you're not telling me where you're getting stuff or telling me how you're doing things. You're really giving it all to me, because too, I paid for it. That's why I'm here. I want to get that information from you.
Has that been an issue that you've experienced?
I've gone to some trainings and you just feel like you wish they would give you a little bit more. And I didn't leave your class feeling that way. I felt like I got a lot. And even after I was done, I never hesitated to contact you guys. After that first time when you gave me some great information and you actually responded to me, because that's happened to me in the past. I've asked an instructor for some assistance and they haven't responded. So that support is huge.
So important. I totally feel you on that, because I myself has experienced both as well.
Yeah.
In throughout my career, because I love ongoing education, and I feel that it's important, even as a trainer, to go and train with as many instructors as I can, just so then I can learn different techniques, different ways that people train. I love learning constantly, and I always appreciate that trainers allow me to take their class, knowing that I'm a trainer. I think that's important, because there has been trainers in the past who turned me away because I'm a trainer.
Really?
Yeah, and it's crazy because you think as a trainer you should be okay with giving out information freely to anyone who wants to better their career. And I'm like honored to train other trainers, because I'm thinking, wow, they want to sit in my class, like that's amazing. And I think it's important to have that that mindset, and you have to love the industry that much to want to share with everybody. And I feel that's important in every trainer, in anyone who wants to train, because you're there to train so that you can give information to people to better the industry. So I have experienced both as well. And I think the responsibility of a trainer is definitely being able to give all that information away. So, I always encourage people to give that information away. If you're gonna train somebody, and if you take their money and they're investing a lot of money into you as a trainer, I think it's so important for us as trainers to have that responsibility of giving everything you can to make sure that student is learning, and giving that support, because they can't retain everything you tell them in the amount of time they spend with you. It's not possible, because people only retain a certain percentage. And if they have a question, you should be there to be able to support them. I think that's so important. I think that is very important to me, to really ask that question. Is there ongoing, continuous support after the class? How will you be supporting me after the class? Is there a Facebook community that I can be a part of, so that I can continue to get that support, maybe in a group of your past students? I think that's something that's available to trainers, and I think trainers should take advantage of that opportunity to have all their students in a community, whether it's on Facebook or somewhere else, where they can give that support. So super important, and I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, like you have one for your past students, and I love it, because I can kind of see what other people are doing, or there'll be an issue that'll come up and you'll give some advice, and I'm like, oh, that's how you would handle that. Or if I've seen that before, now I know how to fix it. So it's really important to have all those areas of support, because you need it. You need it. This is not just like painting somebody's nails. This is implanting pigment under the skin. it's major.
Yeah.
So to
it's
have that
definitely
support is
much more
major.
permanent
Yes.
than,
Painting
you
your
know,
nails.
or coloring somebody's hair.
Right.
So,
Right. So
so
it's serious.
important.
So.
Yeah. And so from the class that you took up until now, so like tell us some cool things that you're doing.
Well, I've expanded my business. I have a brick and mortar store. Thank you very much. And
when did that open?
That opened a year and a half ago. So
Very cool.
August 1st.
So a year and a half ago, which means you opened it, what, like
August
3 years? Yeah, like
3
3 years.
2.5
I can't do
after
simple
something
math.
like that. 2.5 after, 3 years after. But
yeah, which is awesome.
My income has increased from taking your class and doing permanent makeup. Also, too, when you did my brows, that helped my clients so much because they were like, "Oh, you got it done."
They're like, "What's ombre brows?"
And I'm like,
you're like,
"See?" As a matter of fact, this is day 2.
Yeah, we just touched up her brows, so
and that helped because I could speak to, okay, this is how I felt.
Yes.
This is what happened. See, this is what they look like. This is healed. This is what you're gonna go through. That really helped me. But back to the story. Okay, so I opened up my brick and mortar. I have been able to, well, I'm going to relaunch my product line, so that's exciting.
What product line?
I have brow pencils, brow gels.
Wow.
I have some makeup bags. I'm
That's
working
so
on getting
awesome.
some other things, wax pots, stuff like that. So
I'm so proud of you. That's
you.
amazing.
And I'm going to be training, definitely not tattoos. I can't. I'll always pass that over to you, brow guru. But I'm doing brow shaping, brow waxing trainings. And you
That's
have inspired
awesome.
me on that. And to like how I want to conduct myself as a trainer definitely inspired me as well.
Yay,
So,
I'm
yeah,
so
good
proud of
stuff
you.
happening.
Very cool.
Very
So
excited.
a year and a half into your new business.
Yeah.
Share with us, like, how has it been? The good, the bad, the ugly? Like, tell us.
It's hard. It's very, very hard. People think, oh, you know, I want to be a boss. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I'm a
glamorous.
boss. Yeah. Being a boss is hard because when the toilet breaks, you're the boss. You gotta fix it. Okay, so when there's a flood downstairs in the basement,
Oh, geez.
you gotta get up at 2 in the morning because you're the boss.
Did that happen?
Yes.
Oh my
We had lots and
gosh.
lots of rain and just my basement flooded a couple of times.
Eee.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all these things that you don't know about. Insurance and taxes and, you know, licensing and
Hiring.
Firing people sucks. You really don't want to do it. Training people that work in your establishment, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. You really don't want to fire those people. But
Yeah.
2, you have to start looking at your brand and being consistent. And at the end of the
Yes.
day, it's my name on the door. It's my name
Yep.
that's vouching for these people with my clients. And I've built a reputation for 10 years and I got to stick with that. So
Absolutely.
I was very inspired by Beyonce. She was like, I'm not nice all the time. I'm business all the time, but I'm not nice all the time.
Yeah.
Something to that effect, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's all falling on you.
Yep.
And you've got
It's
to.
a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, you got to take care of your baby. So it's been challenging. I've gone through one of the hardest years of my life,
Mhm.
but the fact that I've made it out and I'm successful and I'm continuing to grow and do all of these great new things shows me that I'm on the right path.
Good.
You know, and it's always resonating and I'm always checking with myself, making sure I'm feeling good
Yeah.
about my choices and having a support system. You, my mother, my friends, those are very important because sometimes owning your own business, you can feel lonely.
Yep.
You know, people don't understand why you work all the time and, you know, all of this. But if you're not working, you're not eating.
Yeah.
So it's been a challenge, but
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't have any regrets. I'm very happy.
Cool. Very cool. And you're doing
Yeah.
some amazing things.
I
So
know, right?
good for you. I'm
Thank
super,
you.
super happy that we
Thank
got a
you.
chance to sit and chat.
I know.
And you sharing your story has also inspired me. So I love to just even know where your struggles are and
Right.
how you overcame those struggles. Because we all think like, oh, it's so easy at first,
It
when you're getting
looks
into
like
it,
it,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, look at Leann, she's got it all together. Like
Right.
she's showing up great on social media.
Organized.
She's looking amazing,
Yeah.
she's looking like she's all made up. Oh no.
Have on sweats down here,
I'm
honey.
like, I slept 4 hours last night.
Right.
I work 12,
7 days
15
a week
hours a
sometimes.
day sometimes, and 7 days a week, multiple weeks at a time.
Absolutely.
So, with entrepreneurship isn't always as glamorous as what people think, but it's also amazing too, right?
Yeah,
So
it
there's
is.
times when you're just like, oh my goodness, I get to make my own schedule. If I really need a vacation, I get the opportunity to do that.
Right.
This industry has completely changed my life. I've been able to take my parents on, vacations. That was like one of my goals when I started my business, is to just be able to take my parents on an all expenses paid trip. I've been able to do that multiple
Nice.
times. I'm gonna be taking them on another trip this March. So it really gives you the opportunity to do things that I thought I could never do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, this is a dream for me to have the opportunity to do this. So, it's like all the things that we struggle with, and I feel like it all is kind of worth it
Yeah.
when you think of all the blessings and just all the amazing things you get to do. So this industry has changed my life. It's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that it's made a difference in yours.
100%.
Even through the roller coaster, it's still you're growing every day in your business, and you're doing amazing things. So
Yeah, I feel
super
fulfilled.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
a huge thing,
That's so
especially for
important.
us as women,
Yeah.
to feel fulfilled. I can't say that I have a want for anything as far as, career and, showing that I can do something and I can do it well and I can hone my skill
Yes.
and really apply myself to something that's difficult. Because this was hard for me learning, powder brows and permanent makeup. It was a challenge. I thought, oh, it's gonna be easy. I wax brows. I work for Anastasia. It's a whole nother level. So to get through that, to do well, to have my clients receive it well, I feel very, very fulfilled in ways I didn't even realize.
That's
It's very
amazing.
important. And I always told my mom when I was younger, like, how am I going to support myself? How am I going to read? Like, how am I going to learn how to read? It's probably about 5, tripping. But I mean, doing this, it just, sometimes you feel like I'm a boss.
Yeah.
Like,
I
am the
got
boss.
this.
Like, I got this. I'm good,
Give
So-
yourself permission to appreciate
Yes.
yourself and what you've done. Sometimes we
Exactly.
forget to do that.
I always want to be humble. I never want to be, like, she thinks she's all that. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
For years of my whole life, I never wanted to be perceived as that.
Mhm.
And I have gone to therapy, because sometimes owning a business will make you go to therapy. And my therapist was saying, you really have to take those wins and celebrate them.
Yes.
You're not being arrogant. You're being
Yep.
confident, or you're being proud of yourself.
Yep.
So especially us as women, we have got to recognize our wins,
Yep.
recognize our hard work.
High five
Go
to
girl.
that. Boss babe.
That's right. I'm inspired. Let's go do some eyebrows. But yeah,
That's awesome.
thank you for having me.
Well,
This
thank
is
you so much for taking the
wonderful.
time to chat and share your story with us. And where can they find you on social media?
Good Brows DMV on all platforms, and the website is goodbrowsdmv.com.
Yay,
So check
look
it
her up.
Good Brows. Thanks, Leann.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Wonderful. Oh.